Do you suffer from social anxiety? Have you ever felt so anxious at a social event that you immediately wanted to run away? Or have you ever avoided meeting new people entirely out of fear of being judged? If this is the case, you may have social anxiety disorder. Those suffering from it know how it feels to be lonely and isolated because of their anxiety. In the worst case, social anxiety can prevent you from going places you want and living the life you desire. We are going to reveal why it affected you and show exactly how you can overcome it. Social anxiety is a type of anxiety disorder that causes people to feel intense fear and anxiety in social situations. People with social anxiety may worry about being judged or rejected by others. They may also worry about doing something embarrassing or humiliating in front of others. You might feel alone, but according to the World Health Organization, social anxiety is the third most common mental disorder in the world, affecting an estimated 264 million people. In the United States, it affects an estimated 15 million adults, or 7.1% of the population. Social anxiety typically begins in adolescence or early adulthood, and the symptoms can be severe enough to interfere with daily life. You might wonder why it affected you. Research has indicated that there are a number of factors that we can't control that contribute to the development of social anxiety, including genetics, people who are introverted or have high levels of emotional reactivity, and people who have experienced teasing, bullying, rejection, or humiliation in childhood. The consequences of living with social anxiety can be significant and can lead to loneliness and isolation, low self-esteem, trouble at work or school, trouble forming and maintaining relationships, depression, and substance abuse. Methods for coping with social anxiety. The following methods are exactly what one should do in order to learn how to cope. Number 1. Understanding your triggers. One of the most important things you can do if you have social anxiety is to identify your triggers. Once you know what your triggers are, you can start to develop strategies for managing them. Triggers are the situations or environments that make your anxiety levels spike. This might be a public speaking engagement, lunch with your coworkers, or even a one-on-one conversation. Number 2. Gradual exposure. How does gradual exposure work? You might think, wouldn't this only make me more anxious? When people with social anxiety are gradually exposed to the things they fear, their anxiety levels gradually decrease. This is because they learn that the things they fear are not actually as dangerous or threatening as they thought. For example, if someone with social anxiety is afraid of public speaking, they might start by practicing in front of a mirror or a small group of friends. Once they feel comfortable doing this, they might move on to giving a short speech in front of a larger group. Start with small changes and gradually build up to more challenging activities. Be patient. It takes time to make lasting changes. As you build confidence, you will gradually face more challenging scenarios. It's like building a muscle. The more you flex it, the stronger it becomes. Number 3. Straw breathing. Step number 1, take a straw and breathe through it slowly and deeply. Number 2, notice any uncomfortable feelings or sensations that arise. Number 3, sit with those discomforts without judgment or resistance. Number 4, practice self-compassion and remind yourself that it is safe to experience discomfort. Number 5, gradually increase the duration of breathing through the straw to build resilience and tolerance. This exercise helps you become more comfortable with uncomfortable feelings, develop resilience, and navigate challenging emotions related to social anxiety. Number 4, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Another scientifically proven effective treatment for social anxiety is CBT, which stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. How does it work? It focuses on challenging and changing unhelpful cognitive distortions and behaviors, improving emotional regulation, and developing personal coping strategies that target current problems. CBT can help you to gradually expose yourself to social situations in a safe and controlled environment. This can help you to overcome your fear of social situations and start to live a more fulfilling life. If your social anxiety feels overwhelming and you have the resources, then consider seeking help from a mental health professional who is trained in CBT. Number 5, practice self-acceptance. As cheesy as it might sound, accepting yourself as you are, including your anxiety, is important. Self-judgment goes hand in hand with social anxiety. Reducing self-criticism can reduce the intensity of negative self-talk. and result in higher self-esteem, which is pretty important for overcoming social anxiety. Acknowledge that it's normal to feel anxious at times, and it doesn't define your worth as a person. Treat yourself with kindness and patience as you work on managing and overcoming social anxiety. You deserve that. Number 6. Relaxation techniques. To manage your anxiety during challenging situations, you can use a range of relaxation techniques. Deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, visualization, and mindfulness can slow down your heart rate and reduce blood pressure, inducing a state of relaxation. These techniques are flexible, which means that they can be practiced anywhere and anytime you experience a high level of social anxiety. Which relaxation technique would you like to try first? Regardless of the technique you choose, the key is to practice it regularly. The more you practice, the more effective it becomes for you. Mindfulness plays a big role in our mental state. When we experience anxiety, our minds often race ahead, worrying about the future. We can break this cycle by teaching ourselves to focus on the present moment, accepting our thoughts and feelings without judgment. There are various ways to practice mindfulness. One simple approach is to concentrate on your breath. Whenever you notice your mind wandering, gently redirect your attention back to your breath. Mindfulness can also involve paying attention to your bodily sensations, surroundings, or thoughts and emotions. Coping with social anxiety is a journey that requires patience, courage, and a grand dose of self-compassion. Keep in mind that progress is not linear, and it's okay to have days when you feel like you're back at square one. When you reach a tiny goal, give yourself a small reward. A reward can be a little gift, eating at your favorite restaurant, or simply doing something you enjoy. This will help you stay motivated. Feel free to return to the exercises and try out 2 each week. Share with us your experience of social anxiety. What has worked for you? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.